In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started with Jira in 7 easy steps. Jira is not the easiest tool in the world, and sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming, but this video is going to walk you through everything you need to know, and 7 steps is all it's going to take to get us from not having anything in Jira to being pretty productive by the end of this video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you get value out of this video, make sure you hit that like button. And finally, if you get stuck at any point, there's a link down in the description. My good friends over at ReleaseTEAM are ready and available to help you and your team out with your Atlassian journey. So reach out to them if you get stuck, you need licenses, or just need help in general. All right, let's jump into Jira and let's get started. So here I am inside of Jira, and the first thing you want to do is create a project. And in the new UI, you're going to want to come over to the little rocket ship over here, click on this plus button, and pick a project. Now, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I am going to be dropping videos that talk about all the different templates here and all the pros and the cons of everything. But for now, and for the purposes of getting started, most teams, if you want all of the capabilities of Jira, then you want to select software development. However, if you're not a software team, you might be inclined to not pick software development, but this is strictly if you want all the bells and whistles. Again, we're going to cover different templates in future videos, but for now we want to focus on software development because that's going to give us every feature. Now, if you don't need every feature, again, there's going to be other templates you can use, but let's stick with the basics for now. Now, the next step is to pick whether you do Kanban or Scrum. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're going to be going over details in depth as to what is the difference between Kanban and Scrum. For now, because we do want to keep all the bells and whistles, we want all the features of Jira, we want to select Scrum. Kanban is going to give us most of the features, but not everything. Scrum is the way. Now you can read through all of this. This just gives you kind of a basic understanding of what the project is going to contain, your different work types, the workflow. A lot of this gets customized anyway, so I don't really particularly care about it. But again, this is just going to be great for getting started. So click on Use Template. On the next screen, you're met with the biggest decision you'll do in your life. Do you want a team managed project or do you want a company managed project? And what's the difference? We're going to have an in-depth video for that as well. But what you need to know for this video is that if you are brand new to Jira, you've never done any Jira before, you've never done any Jira administration before, you're not an IT savvy person, then team managed project is what you want to do. Team managed is a way of using Jira with a lot of guardrails that keep you safe, allows you to be productive very, very quickly, but more importantly, keeps you safe. So any changes, any configurations, any modifications you're doing to Jira, they're self-contained. And so the impact to messing up your Jira globally or at scale is severely limited. And so again, if you're brand new and you just don't feel comfortable at all, you're going to want to pick team managed project. However, if you want all the capabilities, if you want all the power of Jira, you will want to select company managed projects. This does mean you need to know what you're doing. You need to be very comfortable with being a Jira administrator, and you probably need to have a little bit more of a tech savvy background to be able to get through all the technical hoops. But again, you're subscribed to this channel, so you're going to get videos on how to do everything from both sides of the coin here. For this example, we're going to pick team managed project, even though I'm fighting every inch of me to not select team managed, but for the purpose of getting started, and if you want to get started in 7 easy steps, team managed project is the only way to do it because it's the best way to do it. Once we pick our template, all we need to do is give it a name. So this is going to be getting started with Jira in 7 steps. Now notice that your key is going to take the first letter of every word that you have in the name. This is something you want to change. You want this key to be something that is very natural, something you can just speak freely because Jira is going to essentially put this key everywhere. And this is going to become part of your everyday language. And so you want to do something like proj, something that's easy to speak, something that rolls off the tongue easily, because like I said, you're going to be saying this word a lot in your everyday language, in your interactions with your team and your coworkers. So pick something that makes sense and pick something that seems appropriate as well. We're going to leave open. You're obviously going to probably be on the standard or premium versions of Jira, which is going to give you limited or private. But again, just to get started, leave it open. We're going to get into Jira quickly. And finally, click on this next button down here at the bottom right corner. And Jira is going to do its thing and create a Jira project for us. So at this point, we have done the first 2 steps, which is essentially create a project and pick a template. That's all we've done, and we're ready to move on to the 3rd step. But before we get there, make sure you skip that last screen and then click on continue here. We don't need any of this. And so the next step is to configure your board. Because we're in our team managed projects, we can very easily do this from our board view here. And so when you're here, the first thing you want to consider is, okay, so how does my team work? How do we track work? Because out of the box, Jira is going to give you this to do and progress and done, which is great. It's a great beginners. It gets you started real quickly. But most companies, most teams, they're maybe going to have like an in review status, or there's a step in your process where you want to review work. And so very easily, you just click on this little plus button here. You're going to type in review and click the little check mark. And once you do that, you're going to have a brand new column and a brand new status in your workflow that is going to allow you to review work. And so all you need to do now is just move this over to the left. We always want our done column to be on the far right, and that's it. And so now we have a 4-step process, a 4-step workflow with 4 columns on our board, and we're ready to start putting work in here, okay? Because you want to do this foundational stuff first. You want to set up that workflow correctly first so that when your team starts interacting with the work we're going to be tracking, it has the right steps to go through, okay? So now that we finished our columns, we're ready to go to step 4, which is to create work. And so there's a couple of different ways to create work inside of Jira. The easiest way, in my opinion, is to simply click this big blue create button up at the top. You click on that, and now you get to pick what kind of work do you want to create. And you have a few options depending on the template you picked. We have tasks, we have bugs, stories, and epics. If you've ever taken an Agile course, these should sound very familiar to you. And so we have epics, which is really, really big work. We have stories, tasks, and bugs, which Jira treats as siblings. They're in the same hierarchy level. So in essence, a story, a task, and a bug can be almost the same thing, although I would argue that bugs have a very reserved spot for when something goes wrong, when something is not right. But ultimately, if you're following Agile, you're going to want to pick a story. This is the same thing as a user story. So you pick whatever work item makes sense for you. And then you have to fill out any required field. And any required field is anything that has this little red asterisk right here. And so out of the box, you need to put in the summary. Now, a lot of people get tripped up with this. The summary is literally just the name of your task. What do you want to work on? What are we doing here, right? So we are recording an awesome video that everyone watching will subscribe to. Okay. And then in the description, again, these are all optional. Make sure you subscribe. Okay. Help us get to 25,000 subscribers. And so hit that subscribe button right now. Once you fill out all the information, everything that doesn't have an asterisk is optional, so you can leave it alone. And so just hit the create button, and that work item is now going to be created. And so here you can see that the changes are saved but not visible on our board. And that is because of the functionality of how Scrum works. Everything by default goes to your backlog first. And so when I'm in my backlog, you're going to see it down here. And then if I want to see it in my board itself, I have to plan this work into a sprint. Now, there's a lot of nuances here, which is why this is probably the hardest way to use Jira, but it's the most complete way to use Jira. And it's the most realistic way that most organizations, especially Agile organizations, it's the way they actually interact with and use Jira. And so you want to plan your sprint. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're going to do videos. And in fact, I already have a backlog of 800 videos. So make sure you go watch the videos on how to plan a sprint. Those videos are still relevant. The UI is a little bit different, but the steps are still pretty much the same. And so all you got to do is make sure you take an item from your backlog, move it into your sprint, hit the start sprint button because nothing will happen if you don't do that. Fill out this information, click the start button, and now that item will show up on the board. Now, again, I breezed through this. This is a much more involved process. We are going to be coming back and giving you newer videos with the full process, the full thought methodology behind how to do this strategically. But in essence, this is how you get items onto your board. So that is the end of step 4. And so let's move on over to step 5. And really, this is an optional step. I don't think you need to follow this step, but I'm following Atlassian's instructions here. And they recommend that you do this step. And so the next thing you want to do is you want to click on the gear up here in the top right corner, and you want to go to apps. And one of the best things, and if not one of the worst things about Atlassian, is that Jira, while it's super powerful, super capable, it's just one of the best tools in the marketplace, it also does have some limits. And there's an entire Atlassian Marketplace here that we're going to take a look at that allows you to essentially, you want to click on this Find New Apps button here, but it allows you to essentially expand the capabilities of Jira. So there's a marketplace with over 6,000 apps out there that basically if you need Jira to do something, I'm willing to bet there's an app for it. Now, some of these are free, some of these, if not most of these, are paid, and it just depends on the number of users that you have in your instance of Jira that is going to alter your bill. And so test these out, try them out. They all mostly always come with a 30-day trial, but you can click on any one of these. And sometimes, not all the time, some vendors are a little bit more greedy than others, but some vendors give you a free for 10 users. Other vendors give you a flat rate. You're going to pay $5, $10, whatever it is. Tempo is one of those vendors that likes to charge you for everything, but not all vendors are the same way. For example, if I click on this miscellaneous workflows for Jira by AppFire, I'm going to be able to scroll up here. See, you can try it out for free. And if you have 10 users or less, it's also free as well. So every vendor is going to be a little bit different. Tempo is just one of those that likes to charge you a lot of money. And so step 6 is to invite people to your Jira. And so you're going to do that by clicking on the gear over here and going to user management. This is going to open up a different website called admin.atlassian.com. And here you're going to be able to invite users. You put in their email, select which projects you want them to have access to. At this point, you are committing to pay for that user. So if you're on the free version, up to 10 users, you can do this for free. But the moment you go to number 11, you're paying for 11 users. So every time you give somebody this user license, you are in fact paying for them. And so this is essentially how you invite somebody. So invite your team, invite a few. If you're just testing Jira out for the first time, keep it 10 or under. But if you're doing this for your whole company, your whole organization, then you can add all your users and they're going to get an email. They'll get notified. They can click on the button. They'll create their Atlassian ID. It basically just converts their email into an Atlassian account, and then they're going to be logged in. And they're going to be able to access any projects that are open. And it's very, very easy for them to now get into your project, and now you can assign work to them. So that is step number 6. And the final step is once you have your users inside of Jira, then all you and your team need to do, right? And I'm just going to create a couple more tasks here, right? So we have a record an awesome video that everybody's going to subscribe to, sign up for my Udemy courses, link down in the description. And if you get stuck, reach out to ReleaseTEAM. So again, link in the description. If you get stuck with all of this and you need help setting up your Jira for the first time, reach out to ReleaseTEAM. Now, once your team is in here, you're going to want to assign work to different folks. So I'm going to assign something to Bite with Lena. I'm going to get something to myself here. And so you want each task or work item to have a name. You want them to be assigned to someone. And the name of the game and the final step in getting started with Jira is to essentially take every item that's here on the left-hand side, and your goal is over a period of time, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. In Agile, we call these sprints. You want to make sure that all this work goes from the far left side of Jira all the way to the far right side. Now, realistically, this is probably what it's going to look like where 1 or 2 tasks get left behind. They don't get completed. And that's okay. That's part of life. But we want to strive to move everything as far right as humanly possible before we hit that complete sprint button. And that's it for now. If you follow those 7 easy steps, you should be able to get started with Jira and be productive. There's obviously so much more to do. So again, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you come back because we're going to have so many videos, and we already do. They're just with the old UI, but we're going to have so many new videos on how to use Jira using the latest and greatest UI. So again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, come back for more, share this with your coworkers, share this with your teams. Check out the links down in the description. I have Udemy courses that walk you through a lot of this in more detail. I have free courses. I have a merch store. So if you want some nerdy Jira shirts, we got those as well. And more importantly, if you get stuck at any point or you need help with your licensing, check out ReleaseTEAM down in the description below. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.